Good morning. The start of the Hormone Harmony kickoff. I'm here this morning, and I know some of the ladies that are joined work, so they may not be able to get on this morning. So I'm just going to record just the kickoff really and the start of it, so people can be just aware of where to go and kind of what's entailed. So welcome to the 14-day Hormone Harmony, and I was just coming on really to give it a big shout out really for all those that are joining this morning. And it's very much a 14-day about overall looking at our foods, looking at the hormones themselves, and looking at how we can support ourselves to just even feel a little bit better. So there's lots of things that we're going to be covering off, and the hormone production, I suppose, as you may or may not know, which you probably may or may not know, is regulated by a process called a negative feedback. Okay, and it's actually regulated in the brain by what we call is the endocrine kind of, it's like the hypothalamus is like the brain is the orchestra, and it just gives all the communication and the instructions to the rest of the body, and the rest of the body have all these little cells in them to regulate. So the pituitary gland is the main one that sends all these messages to the hormones, and even our hormones are made up, as you probably know, which is the regular ones, which is our estrogen, or progesterone, or testosterone, and then of course we have hormones in our brain, and we've hormones in our body, and all these kind of regulate the temperature of our body through our thyroid. They regulate our cholesterol, they regulate our stress hormone, and they regulate, of course, our estrogen and our progesterone and our cycle to support us to make babies, and this is done through the phase of either our 28-day cycle, or some people might have a 35-day cycle, and it just depends on the individual. But your hormones govern everything, and not just your menstrual cycle. So they do everything from growing, energy, hunger, blood sugar levels, reproduction, love and bonding, sleep. There is so many different things that the hormones have a huge factor. So when we're coming into our hormonal health, it really, I suppose, can knock us when we don't expect it. So our hormones are ticking along quite nicely over time, and then what happens is that they might go out of kilter by the reduction of estrogen coming into our, I suppose, the age of around 45, which would be typical coming into perimenopause, and then coming into menopause, which would be around our 50s. Now, it differs from every woman, but the blood sugar balance is going to be key really to support that and regulate that. And of course, there's other things going on in the background as well, and everyone is different. So let's look at just kind of the general I suppose cycles, and we'll be doing the mastermind session on Wednesday evening. And that will be a little bit more on the hormones. But today, it's just really to support you, to welcome you on board, to get you kick-started, and to go through the manuals. I sent out a number of different materials. One was the hormone one, which was the Hormone Harmony. And this is probably the key one to probably get us started at the moment. Okay, so how to use this journal. Okay, so the guide is, it's all kind of self-explanatory there in the front of it. So work out what you want from the program, and that's really a kickoff. Okay, what you actually want. So these sessions are great really to come on. The more you participate, the more you get from it. Okay, how do you rate your symptoms? And again, what are they? Are you getting mood swings? Is your blood sugar deregulated? Are you taking in some foods that you may not kind of serve you at the moment? What would you like to get rid of? What would you like to increase? And what would you like to reduce? Okay, so we talk about energy as well, and how does that feel? Would you like a little bit more energy to do more things in your day? Track your progress. Okay, that's a great one, you know. And there's the journal on each page will support you to do that and measure your success. But the main thing I would always encourage people to do is to do the wellness vision. Okay, and that's really jotting down on the page what you would like to achieve, and this very much is just the overall wellness. So there's a number of questions, and we've done this before, and this really helps us to identify what we want. So we have what would you really like to achieve, your well-being, your lifestyle. What is it? Is it more fitness? Is it weight loss? What is it that you want to achieve? How will your life be improved by achieving this? And I think writing it down is great, because it can become, I think, very specific to yourself. Okay, so we might be individuals, and we have our own things going on. We might have a stress that's kind of going on, ticking away in the background, which really is a hormone. But if it takes over and takes over too much, hence our body will produce cortisol in order to keep us safe. But then what happens is the body gets deregulated. So then the other hormones go out of balance, and it's very much trying to keep everything on balance. So what is it for you, and what would you like to improve? What you want from these 14 days, list at least kind of 3 reasons. You know, is it more energy? Is it weight loss? Is it just to eat more healthier? And this can be, you know, just a factor. You know, eating healthier can be a huge factor with regards to how we bring, you know, different foods into our diet, like more veg, eating more healthier meals, and really giving the food that the body needs. What other benefits can you think of as well that you'd like to achieve and get out of it? Would you like to run around with your kids more? Would you like to go swimming more? What is it that you'd like to achieve? And that's going to be key, because it really is a motivating factor. I put my name down to do a run. So again, once you put your name down, you've signed up for it, you kind of get yourself committed to something. And this is what you've done. You've committed by signing yourself up to this 14-day program. So if not now, when are you going to, you know, commit? So the idea of really setting the intention and committing to your goal is writing it down. And this is really key, because it gets it out of our brain, and it actually is an accountability when we write it down. So hence why I really wanted to focus in on that this morning. Okay, creating your wellness vision, then just describe how you'd like it, and kind of feel it. Where would you like to be? Would you like to be in a running role? Would you like to be in a dress? Would you, you know, really see it and feel it? Would you like to be going to, you know, a wedding that might be coming up and you've lost a half a stone? Or would you like to be running a race and really being able to run it and achieve it at the best of you can? Or would you just like to have more energy to be able to go for more walks and manage your energy better and be more motivated? So there's then, what's your health score? Very important as well, that particular one. So just very much, what is your health score is there. Okay, so really, you know, kind of fill that one out. Is a great one. What's your energy and blood sugar like? You know, I still feel tired 20 minutes after I get up. These are really key, because then they'll give you a good indication of where you are. And again, looking at your symptom, how do you rate your symptoms? You know, one of the things is to track the experience. And the 14 days is really about your journey and your experience. So tracking your 14 days, what's your score now? Let's just see how we can improve that. So we have listed a number of symptoms when it comes to bleeding, brain fog, low sex drive, pain, you know, after sex, even panic attacks, pelvic pain, hair loss, headaches. These are all really key to our hormones being in balance, you know. So how are we going to know how we're going to achieve good results if we don't write down the symptoms? So really think about, you know, coming into your cycle, you know, what age are you? You might not be going into menopause, but you might be in perimenopause, but not, and your cycle is probably still normal. You're still on a maybe 28-day cycle. You might be on a 35-day cycle. You know, knowing that is key but identifying, is there symptoms going on for you right now? You know, if you are taking medication, you might have other symptoms that might have a knock-on effect. So, so again, just identifying what those are. Again, your daily health audit is a great one. Are you eating the relevant foods with regards to, you know, you're getting your 7 vegetables in a day? And again, you know, is it fresh, non-fresh? Are you getting fish in? We're going to be eliminating any of the hormonal foods, okay, over the next 14 days. So we're going to avoid really the meat, because it has an inflammatory on the hormones. Okay, so we're going to stick to fish, we're going to stick to vegetables, legumes will be a big part of it, or green vegetables like our spinaches and our kales, Brussels sprouts. All these foods have a huge impact when it comes to our health. So definitely taking that time then as well for our exercise, and this has again another impact on how our health is. The daily journal, really, this is a page that I'd love you to print off and just print 14 days of it, and really just to identify what is it you have for your breakfast, what you have for your lunch, and what you have for your dinner. How much water do you drink during the day? How many hours sleep do you get? And what is your score? You know, so how then can we so how can we get it moving, you know what I mean? So how can we increase that? So if we take a measurement every day, it's just literally roughly guide, write down what you have for your breakfast roughly. I had my granola, I had my cereal, did I have seeds, did I not have seeds, how many waters did I get in, and how many hours sleep, which will be a huge factor when it comes to hormones. So we're really going to try and get to bed around 10:30, 10 to 10:30 every night, and see if we can get a good night's sleep every night. So that really supports our hormonal balance as well. So that's the journal. So I'd love you to fill that out today, if you can, on day one, taking the time just to really, you know, print off that one page so that you have it there in front of you, and that will be your daily kind of journal on how you're, you know, and get a folder and put it into the folder, and print off the recipes. Again, the recipes are great. So, and some great winners there. There's a lot of legumes in it. There's a lot of oats, which are slow releasing foods. We have, you know, different foods like cinnamon. We have porridge. We have our eggs. We have our flaxseed, which again has a huge impact when it comes to supporting our hormonal health and balancing the prostaglandins, as we call them, and that really is going back into our cycle with regards to minimizing and reducing the estrogen. We have the progesterone and we have the testosterone. So they're all coming into balance, or they're all coming into play at different times of our cycle. So if we have excess estrogen, it increases the flow, and then if we have excess, you know, progesterone usually is fairly stable, and it usually is the one that calms everything. But if we have heightened estrogen, or if we've heightened testosterone, it really can imbalance both the hormones, and it can send our blood sugar out of kilter. It can send our communication with regards to how we're feeling out of kilter, and our mood can be low, can be depressed. So it really does impact on how we feel and our well-being. So using foods to support the hormonal balance is great. Things like tofu, go for organic if you can, and again, going for foods that, I know it's an expensive time at the moment, but if you can go for non-processed foods, if you could go for the fruits and the vegetables locally grown without pesticides, would be great. And I know that's going to be you know, it's going to be a challenge. Do what you can. I don't like putting people into a bracket where they're going to spend a fortune, but do what you can, as I always say. So again, the chicken stir fries, the mackerel, of course, we're sticking to the fish. We're going to bring in a small little bit of chicken. It doesn't have the same effect as red meat. So we're going to be bringing in a small bit of chicken. We have our salmon, of course. We have quinoa, which is full of protein. Again, the protein slows down the hunger and really supports that blood sugar balance. We have the Buddha bowls, they're fantastic. We have the smoked salmon. So really, getting to know your recipe. I've given the meal planner as well, so I really would like you to print that off. And when you print it off, then you can just be able to refer back to it, and that's what a lot of people do. They refer back to it over time. And again, you know, just thinking about what you want out of the program. And I was just even looking at a Let's Talk Women's Health thing that was given the other day about bone health, about getting exercise. Does, you know, sex hurt? Asking your doctor, looking at your breasts and your breast check. These are all so important for women's health. And if we don't check them ourselves, who is going to do it unless we want to go to the doctor every time? And it's so important nowadays that we can't even get an appointment. So this is a key time really to be looking after your own self-care health. And we do that again to learn more information, and we have a Hormone and Harmony, and this is all about the healing from the inside out. And I love this because it really gives you a little bit of detail. It gives you a little bit about your symptoms being out of balance. It gives you why do hormones get out of balance, but it also gives you an overview of why certain things can be happening to you. And it's a lovely little book. The Blood Sugar Balancing Diet is something that we're going to be looking at later on. How to get started, of course, and are you putting on your skin? Of course, we have a skin health person coming next week, and she's going to be talking on that. We have my God, I just started forgetting her name there. We have who have we got on the physio side is Suzanne Carney, and she comes, she's all women's pelvic area, and again she does a really fantastic 35 minutes presentation with regards to really looking at your health and how you can support it in the pelvic area. There might be other things going on, and just knowing what and when and how we can support it can be great. So that's mainly the main areas. And I'd love you to kind of look back on the Hormone Harmony journal and print off, as I said, that one page so that you can really measure your hormone symptoms over the course of the week. Measure how much your fluids you're taking in, how much food, you know, nutrient wise and nutritionally wise are you taking in, and again your overall feeling. How are you feeling today? Are you feeling any bit better? Are you feeling worse? You know, and this again will be so important to how we can adjust as we go through the week. Now, so today's Monday, and you know, really, as I said, get into the journals these days, Monday and Tuesday. There'll be posts going up on the Facebook group, and there'll also, I'll be doing, you know, little videos like this. So the mastermind is on Wednesday evening, and I'd love for you to be able to attend that at 8 p.m. and it just hopefully we get to meet each other and we get to maybe ask and answer questions as well, which would be great. We have Susan's talk, or should I say Suzanne's talk, going out Wednesday morning, and we have the breathing that I'd love you to do every day, morning and evening, and that's from Vanessa. And then of course we have her yoga coming on Saturday morning, this Saturday at 10 a.m. and then we have the yoga the following Saturday at 10 a.m. So please do get involved, connect with your hormones this week and next week. Connect with you, get back yourself, get you back is what we're going to try to achieve over the next 14 days. And yeah, we'd love to see you getting involved. You know, comment in the comment box below, and really support. I'm going to be putting up different pictures and posts as the week goes on, but do get involved and share. So as I said, there's a number of people working this morning, so they couldn't come on, so I've recorded it, so I'm going to be putting that now up into the group. So have a great 14 days. Welcome aboard, and as I said, any questions that you might have about any areas, definitely either put them into the comment box or message me privately. I'd be quite happy to get back to you and support you in any way I can. So thanks very much for coming on this morning. Really appreciate it, Septa. Thank you. There's a number of other ladies. One lady has COVID, so she won't be joining till the middle of the week, and we have another few ladies that are working this morning, so that's why I'm recording it and I'm going to put it up into the group. So thank you very much. Have a great few days. Any questions, come back to me. Any questions at the moment? I'm just going to turn off the recording there now.